Yeah, boy! What up, yas?
Welcome back, Shadowhunters, Angels, and Dharma. Just like, how have you been coping with the hiatus between season A and 2B? Personally, I have gotten obsessed with sports anime. Finally got a season 2 of my favourite anime, and binge watched an anime I should have watched years ago. Basically, a lot of anime going on. Did I read Lord of Shadows, you may ask? No, obviously not. Why would I? No. So we're back with episode 11. I almost said episode 1 there. It is technically episode 11. We are back with episode 11. I don't speak Latin, but I'm going to have a shot. Mina Maxina Culpa? I butchered that. I'm so sorry. So we're back with that. And I'm just going to start off with the first thing that I noticed because it's first thoughts and that makes the most sense. So first thing that we've got, which I was actually really happy about, the first thing we got was actually a combat scene between Jace and Alec, because I was expecting it to be like angst. Jace is upset, he can't tell Clary about the sibling thing. But we actually started off with a kind of like a parabatized scene. Alec knew he wasn't Alec knew that Jace wasn't feeling right because of their bond, and that is something that I love to see because it just feels like they know when each other aren't right. It's one of those things people always say that they want to happen. Like, it's like, I say I'm fine when I'm really not. This way you can get caught out. This way, if you have a parabatai, then they know. So Alec was talking to him, and they were sparring, and it was just awesome. It was like, it was very the whole brotherly. Well, I say brotherly. I view it as brotherly, but even I kind of watched the scene like, wow, they're really like kind of bigging up the sexual tension here. Shadowhunters, stop! You're just running with all the slash ships. What's gonna happen next? We're gonna go with like the really like. Actually, I was just about to say we're gonna go with the really obscure ones. After seeing the promo for episode 12, yes, there are some obscure ship shit going on in there, and I won't talk about it because that is a spoiler, but it seems the Shadowhunters are taking all the slash ships and just running with them. So we got a Jalec Parvati scene, whether you ship Jalec or you just sort of ship it as a bromance kind of thing. We got them sparring, and it was actually really cool to see them actually do that. I don't think we actually seen Jason and Alec do it properly. We've seen them fight. We saw them fight in episode 9 of season 1, but we've never actually seen them kind of sparring with each other. We saw Isabelle and Jace sparring, but it's interesting to see how the Parvati interact with each other, because we saw in episode 1 of season 1 that they kind of have a whole kind of battle formation kind of thing. So it was interesting to see them play off each other and fight, and it was an excellent way to open up the episode instead of with all kind of like romance angst. I mean, I know they were talking about the romance angst, but it wasn't as kind of like moop, if you get what I'm saying. And Jace beat Alec in their sparring thing. I know this is a kind of weird thing to note, but I remember kind of when I was sitting watching it going, beat him, Alec, beat him, beat his ass. But he didn't, and I was kind of just like, okay, I need to be fair. Like, I can't expect Alec to win all the time. So, okay, yeah, I'll concede that Jace won that round, and it was perfectly fair, but Alec beat him in episode 9, so the budget of these episodes seem to either the budgets are getting higher and they're getting more like to work with, or they're just using the money that they have much better than they did in season 1, because I mentioned this in my review of This Guilty Blood all the way back at the start of the year, that it seems that the quality of the shots and how everything is kind of filmed has gotten a lot better and a lot higher quality, and everything just looks a lot cleaner. Like, it's not that the season 1 was that bad. I mean, I'm sure they had a decent budget, but there's just something about season 2A and 2B that's a bit sharper, and it's working really well, and the shots are a lot better. They even have transition shots where you see like parts of New York City, and it all flows very well, and it's a good way to separate things up, and it just works really well, and it makes everything seem a lot more professional and a lot more higher quality. Like I've said, it's like it makes everything seem a lot more professional. Like the show is improving with every new season or half season or whatever they're called that they get, and that's good because it means that we're only going up from here. We're gonna get better and better. Just the only way's up unless they suddenly get their budget cut, which, considering the popularity of the show, I can't really see happening. I know it's not a major part of the episode, but fair and unbiased just for talking about the nitty gritty details and what was going on in the episode. So let's take a minute and talk about Malec, my favourite topic. Who doesn't like talking about Malec? So let's talk about the Malec in this episode, because you know what? It's my episode. I can talk about what I want. So in this episode, there wasn't like Malec, if you know what I mean. Like there was no like big dramatic moments, but I really liked that. There was like, I said in one of my reviews last season 2A was that I wanted to see the small things, the holding hands, the kind of walking with each other, the just being casual and stuff like that. I didn't want like big dramatic kisses every single time. And we got one of those casual moments. It was like, well, obviously we're making a big deal out of it now as if it was a big dramatic moment, but like literally like Alec just walks in and they just sort of peck, then they're talking. They peck each other in the lips and they're talking. And you're like, yes, this is the way it should be, as if it's like a regular relationship. Like there's no big like, every time someone's in a relationship, they don't have a big dramatic monologue before they actually make out or kiss or something like that. So it's nice to see that they're getting to the point of actually being casual with each other and just being comfortable around each other and loving each other and supporting each other, and they're going on fucking missions together. They're going and kicking ass together. I mean, like, how much more can we ask for? Battle boyfriends all kicking ass. Screw Shadowhunters. Have the Warlock and his boyfriend Shadowhunter go off and do it together. They'll solve all that shit. Honestly, that could be a spin-off. Battle boyfriends. Can you imagine that? I'd watch it. Even at the end, after Azil, am I pronouncing that correctly? After Azil kind of attacked them, Alec kind of got his bearings and immediately went over to Magnus and was like, "Are you okay?" And they helped him up, and I'm just sitting there like, yes, yes, love each other, give me all the support, just rain it down on me, just give me it all. I want it all. We all want it all. We want more of this. Although, considering the fact that in one of the promos for season 2B, Magnus is saying get out to Alec, I don't think this is going to last very long, which... Sebastian has appeared. Yes, Sebastian has made his entrance into the shadow world. And Will Tudor, I will commend him. He is excellent at doing his job. I can't exactly say why, for people who don't know what Sebastian's purpose in the series is, but he's doing very well for how Sebastian should be entering this kind of universe and the world around the shadow world. I don't like Sebastian. I'm not going to say why again, but I don't like Sebastian. But Will made me like him and kind of go like, oh, he's a decent lad, isn't he? He's just a stand-up guy, and that's the point. That you're supposed to believe that he is awesome. He's good. Not even awesome, just sort of like, a decent person. And I'm not going to say whether he's not or what he does. I know majority of the people who watch me do and have read the books, but on the off chance that someone does click on my video, I won't reveal future plots. But let's just say I really like how Will has entered this universe. He saved Izzy. Now a lot of people would argue that that's so unlike Sebastian, but these are the people that have no patience. The real Sebastian will come. Just, you need I can't even say it without spoiling anything. You'll know what I'm talking about. People who've read the books will know how Sebastian enters this world. It's not like it's not a big fanfare immediately. It's kind of like slowly working his way in, which he is doing through Isabelle. And as we saw at the end of the episode, there's obviously something fucking wrong with him. Because what is he? Is he burning himself? I don't know what he was doing, but he was doing something with the hob and something on his hand. And so people are probably already getting the idea that this guy isn't exactly what he says he is. But yeah, as I say, I really enjoyed Will Tudor's portrayal, and I can't wait to see how that will progress, especially when it gets to the point of Sebastian coming into his own and actually becoming the important part of the plot that he is in the books. I don't know if they're going to go in the same way in the books. I hope they don't, because there's a reason I hate Sebastian, and it's definitely to do with what Cassandra Clare made him do. But for now, you're doing good. I love you, Will Tudor. These casting goals. I don't know how they do it, but it's just casting goals. everyone is their character. I don't know how they did this, but they did. They managed to capture every single person who just portrays the character so well. And that's not like making fun of like Lily Collins or Jamie Campbell Bower or Kevin Zegers or those who played them in the movie. They were good too, but I just feel like these guys fit their characters so well, and maybe that's because they have more time to play with it and they've had more time to be the characters. But it's just goals. Yes, I love. Oh, yes. So that Will Tudor's got my approval anyway. If you haven't got that, like, haven't got that idea, even though my approval doesn't really matter. Izzy's addiction, she's sweating it out. I know people have a problem with the Isabelle addiction plotline, but I'm kind of like okay with it now that it's ending. They're kind of like pulling her out of it. She's suffering from withdrawal. She's suffering from withdrawal. And even though she went to Raphael to try and get a bite and she almost stabbed him, I think it was a good portrayal of how going cold turkey can make people desperate. And despite the fact that people weren't happy with Isabelle being addicted to drugs as a plot line, I think it would have been even more of an insult to have her addicted to drugs so much and then just all of a sudden, she's better, because that's not how addiction works. So it was interesting seeing her having the sweats, becoming desperate, and going to Raphael, almost killing him, and then going to find other vampires just to get her fix. It was an accurate portrayal of what it's like to try and quit drugs. I think it would be very insensitive to have had it just gone, especially since this is supposed to be immediately following the events of episode 10 of season 2A. I don't think they'll last much longer with the Izzy addiction, as long as she has this medicine that Sebastian's given her. Can we talk about how Isabelle needs to stop taking medicine off strangers? Because I know the medicine Sebastian gave her helped her, but she thought the yin femme was helping her too. And look what happened. Someone needs to give Isabelle a talk about taking candy from strangers. Ew, Climon! Stop already! I'm not a Clea shipper, but Clary and Simon don't go well together. They just don't fit. When Clary said sexy to Simon, I wanted to rip off my own skin and jump out the window, because it was just so awkward. It doesn't feel right, especially since Clary just suddenly miraculously had these feelings when Simon revealed his emotions to her. And this is not dissing Climon shippers. Ship what you want. I have a potato picture up there. I can't comment, but just to me, it's very uncomfortable, and I'm hoping that it's not going to last much longer, although we haven't gotten to see that in-bed scene yet, so who knows. Maybe the Clea shippers were right to get angry. Well, no, I take that back. They were not right to be angry about them having sex, if they even did. But I did say I'd hold my hands up and say I was wrong if they have had sex, but that hasn't been revealed yet, so it looks like we're going to have to suffer on the Climon train for a bit longer. Oh, dear God. They're using techno music again. This was an observation I had in this Guilty Blood. They're using techno music again for fight scenes. It's like, why? Okay. Like, it's not a big distraction, but it's sort of like, is this needed? No, not really, but I guess it kind of adds to the scenes. I don't say it does, but you have to put some sort of music over it, I guess. But why techno of all things? Oh, I don't know. That's just a personal preference of mine. I was like, why the techno music, people? Why? The not siblings reveal. I thought that would have came at the end of the episode, although since Shadowhunters TV released the clip where Clary finds out that they're not siblings, why they did that, I don't know. But since they revealed that, I figured that it wasn't going to be at the end. I felt like it would have fit better if it had been, but since where the plot went, I guess it wouldn't have. But yeah, Clary knows that Jace is not her brother anymore, and I'm glad that she didn't immediately go, well then I must dump Simon. But as I say, as someone who is really uncomfortable with Climon, I really hope that there's a part of me that doesn't want them to make Cleis get together so quickly, but there's part of me that does, because if they make Cleis happen quickly, then it makes Climon seem more disingenuous and makes Clary seem like a dick for playing with Simon's feelings. But then if Cleis doesn't happen, then we must endure Climon. It's a double-edged sword. There's no way to win. It's fucking awful, isn't it? Just make Raphael a thing and be done with it, yeah? Yeah? But yeah, there was a whole topic about it. Like, Clary was just like, you didn't think I was just going to immediately go to you. Why wouldn't you tell me what's my relationship with Simon got to do with it? And you're like, yeah, Jace, what's Clary's relationship with Simon got to do with it? Like, as Alex said, Jace is so conceited that he thinks that Clary would just go, we're not siblings. Well then, fuck Simon. Just bye, you know? Just like gone. Like, done. She has the opportunity to be with Jace now. She doesn't need Simon anymore. I will admit, I am glad they didn't do that, because as much as I hate Climon, I like Simon, and I don't want his feelings played with, especially by bitch fit Clary. So, okay, I'll cope with it for a while longer yet. To love, we must truly suffer. He's happy, Clace people. Clace is on the way to coming again. It might take a while, but they're on the way. So will you stop gurning, please? You might have to do a couple more episodes of Climon, but you know that Clace is coming. So stop with your bitching, please, because I'm sick of seeing it everywhere. Thanks. So I want to talk about the end more in fair and unbiased. Like, I want to talk about Azil and everything. Azazel! That's it! Azazel! I want to talk about Azazel and everything in fair and unbiased, about the kind of intricate parts of the plot, about what's going on. And I might talk about the promo. I don't know. It depends on if people have seen it or not. But oh my god, it got me going. Oh, it got me going. But yeah, I'll talk about all that in fair and unbiased. But there's a part of the end that I actually want to talk about. I feel like the Parvati bond is being represented really, really well. I like the stuff at the start. I loved when Alec was the one hugging Jace instead of Clary when he was crying. That was fucking so emotional, so great. Matthew and Dominic just slayed it. It was great. There's a problem with having the Parvati bond. Jace activated his rune without a stele because he saw Clary in pain. And it becomes a thing where you create a bond between two people that is so great, you are practically sharing a soul. And then you try to convince people that you are more upset by seeing some girl that you have emotions for in pain than your literal soul. Like, I don't ship Jalec. I don't want to have, like, loads of, like, kind of, like, Alec's in pain, I must help him. I don't want things like that. For one thing, Alec can defend himself, but there was just something that kind of irked me about the fact that he was like, I saw you in pain, Clary. And you're like, yeah, Clary, he saw you in pain. Never mind your Parvati. His Parvati, not your Parvati. Clary, you'd be lucky if Alec was your Parvati. No. As I say, Jace and Alec are practically sharing souls. And we're supposed to be convinced that Jace was more upset by seeing Clary in pain. And I get that it's for the Clace, it's for the relationship and stuff like that. I'm not saying that I would change it or anything like that. But I'm just saying that it's kind of like the hamartia of having a bond like the Parvati bond. Because then you have to say, oh, well, I was upset seeing Clary in pain. And then you're like, yeah, but your literal soul was in pain as well. Your other half, your Bromeo, the Bromeo to your Juliet, you know what I mean? Like, as I said, I don't want to have those moments where it's all about, like, you know, like, oh, I saw Alec in pain and it made me, like, you know, get into action. But all I'm saying is that there is hamartias and flaws to the Parvati bond, because there's having a bond so strong that's bigged up so much, it becomes a bit of a problem when you try and convey that you cared about another character more. And I don't ship Jalec, so I don't really want Jalec moments. I love the Parvati moments, but I don't want Jalec moments. You can hold off on that, thank you very much. But all I'm saying is that there's a bit of a flaw. I love the Parvati bond, I think it's great, but there are issues that sadly, you know, do kind of affect the reality of some of these plots. But it's not a big thing, it's not gonna, like, ruin the entire thing. It was just something I noticed and kind of irked me a bit, but not enough to get up in arms about it. I'm okay. The episode was great. It was fucking good. The promo's gotten me pumped. I need it to be next week already. Is it next week already? Is my TARDIS working? No, it is not. It's a cookie jar. So I'm stuck. Okay, right, I'm stuck then. I don't even own a DeLorean, so I'm stuck here. I don't... I'm fucked. I have to endure the week. So I'll see you next week. No, I will not. I'll see you at the end of the week with Fair and Unbiased, where I'll talk about Isabelle and I'll discuss a couple of things that I missed out. And the ending, the cliffhanger, and maybe the promo for You Are Not Your Own. I don't know yet. But, oh, it's magic. Oh, such good episode, such good show. So I love this episode. I thought it was great. I can't wait to see next week's. I can't wait to see where the plots are going. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you thought of the episode. Any problems you had. Anything you want me to discuss in Fair and Unbiased before I record it in a couple of days' time. Let me know. I'm always up to discussing things. I'll put your name in if you do. In the meantime, check out other videos if you want. Don't if you don't want to. Check out my podcast with me if you talk about the books. Check out my other videos. I rant and do other bits and pieces. So check that out if you want. Don't if you don't. Check out my social medias and blah, all that crap. I'll see you at the end of the week, Shadowhunters, Angels, and Downwell. Just like, and remember, don't take medicine from strangers. Even if it does end up working, it's still a bit dodgy. You know what I mean?